Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings, family, on both sides. This is DJ Freedom with Ride and Vibe. You can say hashtag Ride and Vibe. I'm bringing this vibe to you on a Wednesday night instead of a Wednesday afternoon, because this is the very first time I've had a break all afternoon, all evening. Alright? I'm going to just bring y'all up to speed. I'm not going to give you my story because my story is always way too long and I end up using up my time. So I'm going to just get right into it and let's talk shop. Let's get into today's math, alright? New York City is where we begin our journey. For those of you who've never been here with me before, I start with New York City, alright? And then I move on to everywhere else. Now, I'm in New York City, and New York City is a mess right now. How so, Freedom? Because right now, New York City is supposed to be going into phase 3 on Monday, right? Remember I said it's Wednesday, all right? We're on the 2nd day of July, 2020, and we're supposed to be entering phase 3. Now, how is it that the state decides to roll phase 3 back? You know why that is? Because some of you aren't doing this. Now, you know why that gets me tight? Because as a DJ, I can't get back to work. I can't put events on. I got to be driving around like this, and there won't be any parties anytime soon. We might have gotten there this year. We might have. But because some of us are too ignorant, and I'm going to just call it out for what it is. Some of us are too ignorant. You know what the root word of ignorant is? Ignore. You're ignoring the rule that was put in place for your safety. For your safety. You're not wearing a mask. It's simple, man. Just put it on. So what? We all look like we work in a hospital. We look like the Walking Dead out here. Whatever. You do what you need to do until things get better, right? And when things get better, then you ain't got to wear the mask anymore. But just because the reports are not 500 dead, 800 dead, doesn't mean that it's over. Just because a few places are able to open up. Of course, you give them an inch, they want to take a mile, right? Remember when your mother used to say that? My mother used to say that. And I understand what it means. Because some of us do not know how to act. Do you understand? Some of us are beside ourselves with social behavior that is not appropriate at this time. Remember that I'm talking about New York City. I'm not talking about New Jersey. I'm not even talking about Long Island, Westchester County. All right, I'm talking about the 5 boroughs. And truthfully, I shouldn't even say the 5 boroughs, because a lot of this is going on in Brooklyn first, Manhattan, and the Bronx. Those 3 boroughs, you're the worst. All right? I love you, BX. My roots. I love you, Brooklyn. Last 12, 13, going on 14 years and a few days. But you know, actually it's been 14 years. But I'm very disappointed in everybody that's not representing our city correctly, man. You're making us look bad in front of the whole world. You're making us look like we don't know how to follow instructions. That rebellious behavior, save that from when it's needed. When we protest, it's all good. All right? When we got things to fight for, when we want to change laws and get our politicians in order, when we want to move things around and we want to get people, make people aware of what's going on, then it's all good. You do what you need to do. But this is not a time for that. Being rebellious against the rule of wearing a mask is a very simple one, and a lot of us are acting childish, man. And I'm very disappointed. I'm disappointed in my community. And when I say my community, I'm talking about the boroughs I named. I'm talking about all people. I'm not talking about any particular race. I'm not talking about any particular age group. Because I see all ages, all races, all levels, poor and rich, doing the same thing. How do I know? You see where I'm sitting, right? I'm sitting in a car. You know I do ride share, right? I'm driving people all around the city, and I see it for myself. I put a video up a few days ago. Just one example of what I see. Because a lot of times my phones are helping me navigate my passengers to and from their destinations. I'm not able to get all the footage of what I see that I would like to share with the world, that I would like to share with you. Those of you who watch this, I would like to think you're the aware ones, right? Because you follow me, you're watching me, so you know what's going on. You can relate to what I'm saying. For those of you who don't, for those of you who think it's sweet and you don't want to follow the rules and regs, that's why you will be laid on your back. And there will be no remorse for you when you laid out. Alright? Your family is going to say, why don't you wear a mask? Son, daughter, wife, husband, aunt, uncle, niece, nephew. You understand? Why didn't you do it? Because you didn't think it was important. You didn't think it was that serious. Ah, man, forget that mask business, man. It's childish, man. It's immature. I ain't got to do that. Or whatever it is that you might be saying to yourself and to other people who might be saying to you, put a mask on. You know how many people got in this car tonight and didn't even have a mask on? I had to say it 8 times. I counted. I drove about 20 or so passengers and I counted 8. That's way too many people getting in this car not having a mask on. I didn't give any away. You know what? They had them on them. They had the mask on their person and they refused to put it on first. You gotta wait till you get in the car and for me to turn around and say, do you have a mask? Can you put it on, please? And I'm saying it with that kind of tone, which is normally not me. But I'm tired of people getting in, being so disrespectful. You don't care about my life. I know you don't care about yours, which means you really don't care about mine. So I can't ask a person that doesn't care enough about themselves to care about me. Because if you don't care about you, I can't ask you to care about me. That means you don't care about your own family. Because you don't care about you. That means you don't care about your community, which includes me. I'm in your community. And because you don't care enough about me, that's the reason why this thing is getting worse. And that's why phase 3 is not going to happen. And restaurants will not be open indefinitely. I just heard it on the radio. I was shocked. The Queen was telling me this earlier. The Queen, as I refer to in this case, is Queen Martina. For those of you that may just be checking in for the first time, Queen Martina is my wife. Peace to the Queen. Peace to Young Justice. That's my son. One of my sons. The Queen has been saying to me, the mayor and the governor are weighing in on this, and they're talking about it being rolled back. Phase 3, that is. And it turns out to be true. I'm very disappointed, New York City. Very disappointed. I normally come on here in a good spirit, very calm demeanor, and in a righteous way. And I'm still in a righteous way. I'm still all of that. But I'm a little more spirited tonight because I'm just beside myself with disappointment. And it's not going to go away, so I may as well just move on to another topic. Alright? I'm going to put my window up just in case the sound from the street is preventing you from hearing me. That's a whole lot better, right? Right now, I'm headed downtown. I'm in Manhattan right now. Where am I? 102nd Street. I'm leaving Harlem, going to Midtown. When I get to Midtown, I'm going to then head over the Queensboro Bridge, because I refuse to dignify the Ed Koch Bridge. That dude, dead and gone. I'm not giving that any respect. It's the Queensboro Bridge, now and always. I'm going over the Queensboro Bridge to charge this car in Long Island. Okay? That's what I'm going to do, just so y'all know. And because I normally use my GPS to get there, one of these phones is going to go. And I think the one I'm going to let go is my live feed on Instagram. So for those of you who logged in on Instagram and see this, and it gets cut short at some point, you can go to my youtube.com/DJ Freedom Lives. Alright? You go there and you'll see the whole thing. I'm going to get into the business of rideshare because that first part was my whole editorial, opiniontorial, just outrage in my disappointment. I'm ashamed of you, New York City. Not all of you, obviously, because not everybody is doing that. But you know what, and I'm going to just say this and I'm going to move on, all right? Just give this to me. Just allow me on this. Just bear with me on this. A few people getting in with their mask in their hand and then putting it on right away. You know, even you know better. That mask should be on before you get in. Because the minute you open your mouth to greet me and them droplets come out your mouth, you are basically shooting me with a gun that's invisible to you and to me. You're shooting me. You're arming the virus to now jump into my body and may not even know it. I go and bring this mess home to my family and lay my wife out and lay my son out. All right? He or she goes around other people and they lay other people out. Maybe they just carry it from me to them to then others in the community that we live in. You understand? It's a chain reaction. We don't know because it's just never been explained in full graphic detail beyond that being how you can get it. What I just said. It can pass from person to person to person. This we do know. We haven't seen it. I don't have any physical evidence to prove this to you, but this is what has been said by health professionals, scientists, doctors, nurses that I've driven. They all weigh in the same way, that it gets passed on from person to person. The CDC has videos that you can get on various channels like YouTube. There's documentaries that have been done. One in particular that I'd like you all to go and do some homework and watch is called Pandemic. It's a Netflix series, docu-series that was created to explain what happened before it even happened. How crazy is that? Because it's been around and I'm drifting. COVID-19 is a new name. This novel discovery has just come into focus as a newer thing. But the virus itself, the coronavirus, has been around. It's on the back of a Lysol can. Y'all know that, right? I saw the video. I saw the pictures. And I went into a store and I saw it in person. It's real, man. So now listen to my drivers doing rideshare. Instead of telling people to get in your car with no mask on to get out, or not let them in until they put it on, you can do that too. I'm all with that. Listen, don't get in my car until you put your mask on. It ain't cold outside, it's summertime. It ain't raining outside. Stand there and put your mask on, and then you can get in my car. Your car, your rules. Right, Michelle? That's what we say at all the IDG meetings. Peace to all the IDG drivers. 2 fingers together, never apart, always. Peace to all the IDG drivers. I'm going to give y'all a double shout. Alright? 2 fingers for double shot. Your car, your rules, drivers. That means that anybody that gets in your car is subject to your rules. I'm keeping my mask on for the duration of this presentation tonight because I want to stress the importance of it, and I want you to see me like this and then realize this is how you need to walk around the city. When you're in public, you keep this on. Oh, but I'm just going for a walk. I'm going for a jog and I have no intention on interacting with anybody. Then you know what you do? In that case, put it around your chin. Have it on, because if you get close to somebody, I want it up. Put it up. Put it over your face. I don't need to explain this any further. You understand what I'm saying. To my drivers, if they get in the car like they did to me tonight, and they tell you, I have a mask in my bag. Peace, Dion. Pardon me, DJ. I just slipped out naturally. I'm gonna give you the wave, the official wave. If they get in your car and they tell you, yeah, I got my mask in my bag, it's in my back pocket, it's somewhere in here. You don't start driving, don't start the app until they put the mask on. Straight up. Because I'm tired of people getting in my car telling me, oh yeah, it's in my bag, it's in my pocket, I got it in here somewhere. Go ahead and start driving. Go ahead. No, I'm not driving. No, I'm not moving. Until you put your mask on, it's not going to happen. So, we'll just sit here. Now, of course, I'm not unprofessional, and I'm not disrespectful, and I'm not sharp like that. I'm talking like that to y'all, but I'm just saying this for the record, for my drivers who may see this later. Don't let them in your car and don't drive anywhere until they put this mask on. I can't stress this enough. It's a rule. It's not a law. But guess what though? To that point, guess what's going on? I saw a video and I want you to see this. One of my DJ peers, Nunu Rocks, peace to big shout out to Nunu Rocks, who's doing a banger set this Saturday with Kevin Head. Plugging that in. But Nunu Rocks has a video on her page where a young black man is behind the counter at some store being arrested because he walked in the store with no mask on. Now, there's 2 ways this is going to get explained by me. Number 1, you shouldn't be leaving your house with no mask on, even though he was in North Carolina at the time. Doesn't make any difference. Don't leave your house with no mask on. I said that earlier. Don't go into the public and interact with people and not have your mask on. Because now, I'm going to show you how a rule turns into a law. If a cop shows up because a business owner is concerned about you being in their place of business with no mask on, it's going to be real bad for you when you get arrested and have to go through the system and be fingerprinted and all of that embarrassing thing. It's too much to have to go through. It's a waste of your time and energy. And with the things that have happened with police, I'm not saying all, I'm not blanketing the whole police department across the country and around the world, because every cop is not a bad cop. That's not where this is going. That, of course, is how the video is depicting this officer. I don't like the way the officer handled the young man over the situation. He was telling him to put his hands behind his back and he wouldn't. And it went left. But to the point of wearing a mask. If you wear a mask, at least that's not going to happen. You're not going to have the authorities be called on you. You understand? That's not going to happen. So put a mask on and let's keep it moving. And that's exactly what I'm going to do on that point. To my drivers, keep your cars clean. I was talking to one of my driver peers today when I went to go get the car wash. I'm going to keep this whole presentation present today. Just today's math. I'm at the car wash and a few T-plates pull up. T-plates, for those of you that don't know, are TLC vehicles. Those are the commercial plates that New York City drivers put on their cars. To my family that live in other cities and don't know what I'm talking about. In any case, these drivers pull up and I'm looking at their vehicles now. I know you're here to get it washed. But man, when I tell you to keep your vehicle clean, I'm not talking about you physically getting it clean, like a car wash clean. Because they can do the interior, they can do the dash for you, they can do all of it. They can detail your seats, your trunk. As long as you clear everything out, they could do the whole 9 yards for you, no problem. But I'm looking at some of these drivers that pulled up, their cars are a mess. A nasty, disgusting mess. If that's how you keep your personal vehicle, let's be clear. If that's how you keep your personal vehicle, that's your business. Alright? I'm talking about a commercial vehicle that is supposed to represent your business in a professional manner. And you out here picking people up and dropping people off in this nasty mess. I'm not going to do it now because I'm driving to charge my car. But let me tell y'all something. My car is always clean. When you get in, the queen will tell you, I can't even sit in here with him, and I'm talking like I'm her, because he got the daggone incense on high all the time. I mean the incense. The trees, because you know I keep a lot of trees in my car. So we don't confuse this tree conversation. All right, I'm talking about these trees. Don't try to play yourself. Don't play yourself. I'm talking about these trees. All right. I don't smoke trees. Don't play yourself. So anyway, you get in the car and it smells like trees. That's because I keep trees in the car. I don't even want to show y'all the number of trees I got in the back. You know why I keep a lot of trees in the back of the car? Because people get in the back of the car. Doesn't that make sense? Why would I keep them in front with me? I took a shower today. I occasionally stop, wash my face, hands, underarms, all of that. Oh yeah, I do bird baths on the street. I'm not a game with my cleanliness. Refinement is key, next to godliness, right? I'm with all of that. So, that being said, pardon me, family. My paper towels roll. Like I said, I'm clean. You see this, right? I keeps the paper towels in the car at all times. For you drivers that didn't know by now, you keep a roll in here. And you keep it by the windshield or you keep it in the back window. I don't have a back window. As my YouTube family, you can see I don't have a back window to tuck the roll in. For you on Instagram, you can't see that. But you understand my point though. And I'm not using the GPS because I really want to get this information to my Instagram family who may not take the time to log on to YouTube. But if the Instagram video gets cut off and you want to see the rest of what I'm saying tonight, make sure you go to my YouTube channel, which is DJ Freedom Lives. The video will be called Riding Vibes, Wear Your Mask Edition. Pardon me. Having a little hiccup business. And you'll notice that my mask is going to be on the whole time. Because that's the addition. Because that's the point. Because as I go backwards again and say this point once again, like I'm endorsing companies that make masks, y'all keep your mask on. That's what this is about. Now let's move back into where we were. So to you drivers that are driving these nasty, dirty cars, you're not getting 5 stars, All right? You're just not. I told them all. I went over one by one like I was the car clean police. Yo, my man, your car is a nasty mess. You need to clean it up. Oh, sir, you are not representing this business in this industry with a car that dirty. You're just not doing that. All right, so let's move on. To all my drivers, get cameras in your cars. It's necessary. You may not ever have to use the footage for any particular reason at all. But I want you to get a Nexar camera, Nexar. That's the one that I have. They didn't give it to me. I had to buy it. I'm not endorsing them through a paid endorsement. I'm endorsing the fact that this is what I use, and it will give you a 10% discount on your insurance when you get one. Every month. Yes, every month. I pay $400 a month for my insurance. That's $4,800 a year. I save $480 a year. You understand? So I'm saving a month's worth of insurance, a little more than that, by having a camera in the car. Isn't it worth it? Any savings you can save. Look, we're in the business of making money. Anything I do is going to make money. I'm not going to be out here farting around not making money. I just want y'all to understand. I'm a businessman. Businessman. Jay-Z said something like that. I'm a businessman. All right. But this is what it is. If we're going to do this, we're going to do this to make money, right? Wow, we have a very special guest. Good evening, Miss Moore. How are you? Thank you for joining me. To my rideshare drivers in New York City, I'm going to end it with this. Wear your mask. Make sure I didn't even tell you drivers to wear your mask. But you need to wear your mask as an example. You must set the tone in your car. Keep your mask on. New York City is not out of the water yet. In fact, we are in deeper waters, and as many of my passengers have even said, New York City is about to regress. The same way other cities, the same way Houston, Dallas, Miami, Tampa, and Orlando, all regressing. All right? Hotbeds for this virus to kick back in and cause new problems. Even people who've had it before are not exempt from ever getting it again, because the virus mutated like all viruses do. Like the flu. That's why you go and get flu shots every year, because the flu is mutating. Y'all know this, right? About the flu. You knew that? And you know that pneumonia is something that you can get more than once in your life, right? You know that, right? And it's way worse than the flu. It lays you out. If you think the flu is bad, and I think the flu is bad, the flu lays me out. When I get it all the way. I get the stomach virus, everything. No appetite, just nothing. Probably lose weight, can't sleep, the chills, the whole nine. I get it all. So imagine what COVID-19 does. It's the worst of the worst of the worst. You don't want to eat. You think your life is over. It's similar to the flu, because that's how I feel when I get the flu. But it's so much worse, family. Oh, man. Can't begin to tell you. But anyway. Wear your mask, drivers. Wear your mask. And make sure your passengers wear their mask. Get a Nexar camera. And last but not least, what's my last tip, family? I got one more. Let's talk about a new app that allows you to make money like you've never seen before. This app is incredible. It's called Vibe Rides. You can make 75% of every ride, which you cannot do on the other platforms. I'm not going to name them out of respect. Alright? But you will not make the kind of money that you should be making if you get on this platform. If you get on those platforms and just drive and think it's all good. They're taking almost 50 to 55% of your money. This platform gives you 75% of your money. And yes, I am endorsing it. I represent within this company as an independent contractor. Disclaimer. However, very important to realize that even though I represent the interests of this company growing and bringing people on board and making sure that passengers as well as drivers get a fair shake, it's very important that you realize that I'm only endorsing it because it works, because drivers are making money more than they do with the other platforms. Of course, it's still fairly new. It's only a few months old, but they're doing very well. I said I was going to do more of a focus on this platform in a future Ride and Vibe. I'm going to do it next week. But you can join me tomorrow night at 9 o'clock when I discuss the inner workings of Ride and Vibe. Vibe Rides. Okay? I want y'all to join me at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm going to end my feed on Instagram. As I said, you can join me on YouTube, or just if you want to see the rest of what I'm talking about, go to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/DJ Freedom Lives. A quick music note, very quick. While I have Miss Moore's attention, while I have my brother Soul Tickler on the line, I've been doing tribute mixes to different artists for a number of years, about 10 or 12 years. I've done Stevie Wonder, Jill Scott, Sade, Bob Marley. I'm getting ready to do South Soul. I've done Michael Jackson. I'm planning to do Chaka Khan. I'm doing Philly Soul. I'm doing Stephanie Mills. What I would like to do is a Melba Moore, as a celebrate Melba Moore, because DJs will play Melba Moore songs in their sets. The disco DJs, the house DJs, but the other DJs don't. They don't know the importance of Melba Moore's catalog. We just came out of Black Music Month. I don't promote it because I think black music is all year round, and I promote that, I advocate that. However, I'm just simply saying I think it's important that Melba Moore gets her due in a fitting DJ tribute. Soul Tickler, are you up for this? If you're still listening, I need you to hit me up. We'll put it together and we'll write our sister, ask for her blessing. If we can get a drop from you, that would be great. And just in case you don't know what we do musically, sis, I can assure you that we will treat your catalog with the utmost care. That being said, family, I have more to talk about musically speaking, but I'm not going to do it on Instagram because I need to get to a charging station, as I said before. I appreciate you for taking the time to log on. Only 2 people logged on live, so I'm hoping that anyone else that sees this later will watch the whole thing and get the information I gave regarding what I discussed. I'm not going to repeat it all here. So y'all have a good night on the Instagram side. Check back in next Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I'm moving it up an hour, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. Peace. Now, regarding, I'm going to pause this, right? Can I pause this and then go back?
Unavailable for use.
Okay. So what is the nearest location other than that? I'm in Queens, New York.
Yes, that will be just a moment. I'll search for charger near Queens. I do see in the area there is a Chatamo available at the shops at Skyview Center in Flushing.
Okay.
There's also the location at Queens Center Mall.
Are they open
And
now
maybe
to
just a
get in?
moment, that's what I'm about to double check, is make sure that they're available 24 hours.
Okay.
I'm showing that one of the chargers at the shops at Skyview Center is currently being used. So that one should be available.
You said that's Queens Boulevard? What is the
Let me
address?
double check just to be sure. That is College Point Boulevard.
Okay. So that one's being used, but it's
It says
available.
40-24.
Okay, I
Yes, sir.
have
The
that
level
here.
2 at that location is currently in use.
Okay, well that does mean that they're open, which is good news.
They should be open because there is someone currently charging there.
Wonderful. I'm on my way. Thank you so much for your help.
Excellent, sir. You're very welcome. Is there anything else I can do to further assist you?
No, ma'am. That's all for now. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And thank you for calling Electron America. You have a safe rest of the evening, sir.
You do the same. Have a good night. So as you could see, as you could hear in that phone call that I just made, windows closed so you can hear me better. As you can hear from that phone call, I was unable to charge my car in Queens, nor can I charge it, well, the location that I went to in Queens, that I normally have gone to many times. The charge is unavailable. It's offline. Now, when you're down to 16-20 miles and you see that the charger is offline, that is not good news, because you could very well run out of power. And this is not like running out of gas. When you run out of power, your car will not allow you to turn it on. You cannot put it in neutral, nothing. Yeah. And right now, she's telling me over and over, oh, that's something else. She's telling me that there's a flood warning coming. Pardon me. So, I call Electrify America. That's who I was on the phone with when I came back on. They tell me the one in Long Island is not available. It's offline. I can tell you what may have happened. The screen has been messed up for about a week and some days, but it was still able to charge. Now it's offline. It's not working. So my hope is they get it fixed and I can go out there and charge again. The other thing I'm hoping, because I have a neighbor who parks her car in front of the house but blocks me from being able to get to the charger that's in front of my house, because I can plug the car into my window, run the wire from my window, and charge the car that way. But as long as I'm unable to do that, I have to be out here in the street charging my car. So for you drivers that have electric vehicles, you know what it's like to not be able to charge your car at a public place, or to live where you are unable to plug your car in and charge it. If I could do that, I would come out here with 100% every day. Today I came out with only 80%. It's unfortunate, right? So I'm gonna end this because a few times I've done this and YouTube would just suddenly stop recording my video and I lost everything. So I'm gonna end this on a high note because it does look like it's working fine now, but so that I don't lose any good content, even though it's on Instagram as well, there's a different point of view that's going to be on YouTube. Thank you all for looking, whether you look today, tomorrow, next week, or next year. I don't even promote it like that beyond just posting about it, and people don't even bother to look. I guess I'm just not exciting enough to watch. Either way, I do put the content out there because I think it's important that people know about the things that I discuss in these videos. I'm hoping that it makes a difference in your driving life if you're a professional driver. If you're a passenger that uses rideshare services, I hope that you continue to do so because people like me appreciate your business, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't know why we say from the bottom of my heart. I guess that just sounds deep, right? Thank you for using the services that rideshare drivers provide on behalf of all drivers. If a driver's never thanked you, I will. And I always thank my passengers when they get out, when they get in, and when they get out. So thank you all for watching, whoever may have been watching. I will hopefully see you again soon. Stay safe. Keep your masks on. Eat healthy foods. Drink more water. It's summer 2020. Don't do anything that's going to put you at risk. And take care of yourselves and one another. That's how I'm always end it. Peace. 2 fingers together, never apart. Peace.